Julie's screen now.
8 weeks. They complete the program, they take an assessment, see who they are, how do they understand themselves, how do they understand other people, and then from there continue for 8 weeks. And sometimes parents do it again.
So this tells you how to find out about it, then, right?
Sorry?
This will tell her how to find out all about it.
Oh, yeah. They can, right here, this is the website. If they go over here, bloomingyoungmind.com, it's on there. And then if anybody want to sign up tonight to do free orientation, they can book an appointment with us. And then,
sharing this with my daughter.
yes, absolutely. We would love to have. It takes a village, and we're there.
Yes, I love your shirt. I love your shirt.
Thank you. I'm blooming. See?
Me too.
Moderators, really quick, remember this is the gritty tree. Before I want every single name pulled off of this tree, okay? You can donate. Where's Haley? Okay, hi guys. It's so fun to see all your faces tonight out here to support Julie and her book, and the gritty tree. So my name's Haley from Pearson Pine Design. My cute mom and sister and the pit crew we didn't know we needed helped us get this tree up tonight. So how this tree will work is come on up, scan the tree. You can see these little tags that are on the tree. Find a Mominator that you would like to donate to. You will notice there's a Venmo or a Cash App account that you can make like a cash donation to, or there is an Amazon link that you can enter in and be linked up with their wish list. You can send an item they need directly to them. Once you have done that, please make sure you do not take these with you. Turn them into a Pearson Pine Design rep. We're going to keep them. What's every mom has been donated to at least one time, they're going back on the tree so we can get these moms as much as they need. So do not take these with you, please. Okay, we appreciate you guys. We're so excited. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Oh, really?
There we go. Someone gave us
Yes, I think there's still some confusion on the tree. There are stairs right here. Use the stairs and come right onto the stage.
Somewhere over the rainbow is the one that
I know. We were in the it's like, we all like focus on and we all share it. So that's why we're here and support her. Yeah, we do give her
Used to be the studio, but then I kind of like
Yeah, you're on stage. You're on stage. I was going to say,
Hello. Good, how are you? You're just so beautiful. Thank you. You're so classy. Hey, girl.
Thank you. I try to be. Do you have any teenagers that will need this?
Not yet. They're only
That
10.
support?
Not yet. But I love knowing that this is there.
It's there, yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Julie's kids are going to be doing the 13. The only thing we have from 8 to that 18 is the city confidence. They should not want to say more that we have them go play.
Hi! Hi guys! What is there? The second live.
But it don't have to be quick. If they want to do it, we help them develop.
Really? My 10-year-old, she was performing things that she was just okay.
So she wants to take over the team.
Like, she probably would, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same program. All you have to do is just reach out to us, and we have class on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays for group.
Okay.
Our age is Tuesdays. Tuesdays, 3 a.m. or 30 like that. Reach out to me, and then I'll be singing.
Yeah, Numa. Good, how are you? Oh my goodness.
I know. Okay,
Look, you say my name. Hi, you guys.
How many people are watching? Oh, they'll commenting.
It's Numa.
We should do a show for them. Let's go.
We love you guys. Woo!
Look at it.
We're getting dinner. Look at you. What's your name?
What are they saying? Oh, they're sending us hearts. Hearts back.
We love you so much. Woo! Yeah, we love you. Yeah. Thank
He's
you.
gonna do a backflip. Just kidding.
Bye, you guys. We love you. I'll come back, okay? You guys are so amazing.
I'll be back.
And I'm
you
going to go
hear
get some
us?
cookies.
Can
Can you guys hear us?
Well, I think they can.
The
Look.
cookies are too good.
Okay. I love you guys so much. You guys are so amazing. Hi, Susan. Hi, all of you. You guys are amazing.
We'll see you.
Bye, guys. We'll come back. We're going to go get some cookies, and we'll come back, okay?
Come here. You need to be here next time.
Okay.
Come support us. Oh, it says 51 people watching.
Woo! Okay, you guys. Say it. Hi, you guys. You guys are amazing. I just keep saying that because you guys really are. And so, yeah, guys.
Yeah, we're from Ohio, baby. We are from Ohio.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Susan. Bye, guys. I don't really have anything else to do, so I'm just gonna talk to you guys. I need you. Hi. What? Hi guys. Hey.
Yeah, I am. We are one of sponsored the event. Julie's kids are going to do our program. We declare for children and we are.
They're at home right now because it would be way too chaos with them. But they're at home and oh, thank you. I know my mom is the best. Your moms are all the best. You guys are amazing. If you're a mom, you are amazing. If you're a dad, if you're a guy, you guys are all amazing.
All right, this is the most epic.
Enjoy the show. This is gonna be harmony. Hopefully
You will
that's
have for the upcoming summer. We are going to start with my favorite group to sing with. This is Harmony. Give them a round of applause. Yes. You've seen it on my feed. You've seen it on my Instagram, on my live. These poor people are in videos. They don't even know what
they
to
said
do.
hi.
So we are going to sing 4 songs for you. I don't even care if it's out of place.
Okay, so
I just want you to sing it somewhere for people.
Can you
that
guys
enjoy
see?
Good harmony. So this is Kim Clayton. He owns Clayton Productions. He's been doing this for how many years? 40 years, you guys. The kids that he has trained from youth are now like married with their own kids. He's teaching their children. All right, so he's got like 5,000 grandkids, basically. We're gonna sing these songs for you. Sorry, I'm right in your ear. And I hope you like it. And then we'll get started with the rest of the good stuff.
Maybe I should put them on here so it can be a little bit taller. I think it's good.
Testing. Test. Okay.
Every day I wake up with a single thing running through my head. To grow a tight soul into a mighty strength, and watch the ripples as they spread. Well, what we fall in line, fall from every move. But is that something we should really take pride in? Always treading water in the neighborhood. Up and down the oceans, we deserve what's right. Ripple, hey, if you want me, ripple. I can turn it to a wave, I can turn it to a wave. Run to me, we're a prophet, not a tool. A prophet, Christ is just call me a faith. So we want just ripple. there is some decency there. I know that we can achieve something miraculous if you only dare. That's right, I dare.
They are live streaming. You are so. Gonna put it up there. We got it down here.
I'm gonna put it up right here. You want to help me?
People are. I'm trying to get people to not stand in front of it so they don't blow up. There you go.
That's a little better.
It's good. Center.
And wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles like lemon drops way up the chimney tops. That's where
Have you ever felt like you were so sad? Have you ever felt forgotten or why you walk away? Have you ever felt like you disappeared?
But maybe there's a reason to believe you're okay. That's when you don't feel strong enough to stand. You can reach out your hand.
Well, I won't tell you. They're all ruined each other's names. So, I mean, I'm French. Elizabeth is English, and Elizabeth is Hebrew. And we all are
Thank you to everybody. Give them a big high five on their way out. Who else can stay for desserts? Okay, you guys, this is how this is going to go. All right? No, these are my notes. All right. We are going to have a couple of short speakers. Just to announce some awesome stuff. I do want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors who are lovely. Over here, we got our models, and we have beehive wheels in the back over here. Okay, you guys, look underneath your chair. You might be a lucky winner of beehive wheels. Who is going to have our lucky winners? Anybody? Over here! I feel like it's Willy Wonka. That's a golden ticket. Okay, so just leave them over there in the booth, and they will take care of you. Okay. There's 3 more. There's 2 more. 2 more. Look at your chair. Who else has one? You ready? She's going! Is that it? Is that the secret? That's not it. Oh, sure. It's like, oh, tell me what is that? She got something on it? Is that not it either? What is it?
She cannot be 17.
What is it? Do you have 2 for sure? Or the back is one on it? Do we know what that is? It says winner on it. It's a black card like that. Over like, see where she's holding it by she got wheels?
Good for her.
Okay, there's still 1 more. Did we get 3? Well, there's 1 still somewhere. Because only put it in this section over here. It's in this section over here somewhere. Maybe some of these ladies aren't able to bend down to look under the chair.
Oh, my head's on camera forever. Oh, my head's on camera.
Good, got it. Oh, she's just taking the chair right by herself.
I can't believe she's not.
I don't know. Ain't nobody in it. Who's sitting right there? One of these people over here. Okay, close my phone. That was anticlimactic there. Okay, so I also want to thank Hyman Home, their candles over here. They have the grid candle available for you tonight. You can get refill kits, right? You guys have seen it. And also, doing this, I hear Marge in the back. And something amazing for teams. Check her out in the back corner over here. Okay, and then I want Dr. Cope to come on up. We've got Cope Cosmetics. Come on up. Yeah, you come up here. He's got a new place, moved up here to Salt Lake County, well, I guess Utah County. And from St. George, he is your latest, greatest cosmetic dermatologist. He fixed me up real good. If you see some flaking from my skin, it's just a leftover right now.
Great. Okay, hi guys. My name is Dr. Austin Cope, and Julie is my new best friend. I didn't really know Julie in person until a couple weeks ago, but oh my gosh, she's like the real thing, and I'm just so grateful to know her. So my name is Austin Cope. I'm a cosmetic dermatologist. What does that mean? That means that I am a dermatologist. I do all the medical things like acne and rashes and psoriasis and skincare tutorials. But I have a special passion for cosmetic dermatology, and that means lasers, injections like Botox and fillers, and strong topical creams. I only like to, she said she's flaking, that's because we're doing things that work. I only like to do things that actually work, that help bring out your best, most beautiful, most youthful skin. I get asked a lot, and I'll address it here. What's the difference between Botox and fillers? They're both injections, but they do very, very different things. And we use them both to get a restoration of your skin and of your face. And looking out at the crowd, probably most of us come from Northern Europe, right? And our skin is maladapted to the environment that we live in right now in Utah. Utah or Salt Lake City is at the same latitude as Rome, Italy, but the skin types in Rome, Italy are quite different from our skin types. So here we are at the same latitude and higher altitude. We are sitting ducks for the sun. And what does it do to us? It causes skin cancers, it causes gray spots, and it causes aging. All the aging that we see, we age more rapidly here. And that doesn't seem quite fair, just because our ancestors happened to come across the plains and end up in Utah. So I like the word restoration rather than augmentation. I don't want to change anything about you. I want you to think for a second, has anyone ever been to the Sistine Chapel? Has anyone ever been to Rome, to the Sistine Chapel? Okay, so Michelangelo painted the frescoes on top of the Sistine Chapel. After 500 years, they started to get dark and they started to get dingy. And a group of restoration artists said, let's restore this. Let's make this look better. Well, they didn't go in and say, hey, let's change it, right? Let's improve Michelangelo's work. No, they said, let's restore it to the way Michelangelo wanted it, right? And I believe that you are all created with intention. The same way that the Sistine Chapel was created with intention with Michelangelo. So we want to restore you to the healthy, youthful you of your skin, and we don't want to change you in any way or make it look fake or false. Because that's what everyone comes in and says, I don't want to look fake, I don't want to look false. No, we want you to look like you and feel like you, because that's powerful. So we can do all the things to help your skin look its best and most youthful. And I just love it, and I love everything that's happening here. So thank you so much.
All right. And he has a special treat for a couple of lucky ladies too. I just feel so bad. Do you want some free Botox? She's the one that she has to be, I guess. Is anybody desperate? Does anybody have a really bad day? Whose birthday is today? Is your birthday today? She's the winner of free Botox. We're trying to go from the back, okay? I'm going to do that again. Okay. Moving right along. Okay. So, the whole reason that I wrote this book was I tell my kids this story about two people are stuck in a car, and it's raining and it's muddy and they are stuck in the mud. They're in this car and it won't go. And one of them is like, how are we gonna get out of this? What are we gonna do? One of them is praying to them, oh, Heavenly Father, help us get out of this, please. Please help us to get out of this mess. Let us start the car and get going, like we're stuck. And that's great. But the passenger gets out of the car while she's praying and is digging herself out and saying, please help us to get out of this mess. And she's digging and she's praying while, trying to get free. So I always tell my kids, like, look, you got to do the work with it, and you'll get the help. And that is kind of where this book was born. So I just wanted to thank all of you for your support. The Amazon deliveries, the anonymous donations, my goodness, supporting the merchandise, the words of encouragement. I read all of your comments, I read all of your posts, even though I can't comment back on everything. And the only way that I've been able to get through this difficult challenge in my life is because of family and all of you Mominators, as well as my church. So once you're a missionary, you're always a missionary. I served my mission in Bible Lighthouse in Zoom. So I have the sister missionaries here. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in learning more about my church, or if you are inactive and are like, okay, that's my nudge, go talk to them. If you need some words of encouragement straight from heaven, they're your go-to. All right? Don't be afraid. Go talk to them. So they will just be out and about, probably right around in that corner right there. All right? Don't leave them hanging. Don't make them feel stupid all over. Okay. So back to this tree. So this challenge that I've been going through, right? I think that I have been just as blindsided as probably all of you. And
I've been told in a roundabout way that I'm the reason that certain people aren't successful or aren't reaching their full potential and holding people back from reaching new heights. And all along, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I've been the one that's been held back. I don't know, but this is like so fulfilling for me. So thank you for coming. This is the reason I have this greedy tree. This is by Pearson Pine Design. They do trees professionally for holidays, but I think we could do it for any other kind of event or experience, not just holidays. I mentioned before, at the beginning, when we opened the doors, I've had so many, I didn't want this to be public, right? This whole mess that I'm in, I didn't want to be public. But the benefit of it being public is that I've received so much help because everybody knows, right? But all of these women up here, I've had so many direct messages on my Instagram and on YouTube of women going through similar situations and worse. So many have said they've had to flee through the night to escape an abusive husband. They had an abusive husband, were finally able to get free, and then remarried, and now their new husband, who's a great guy, has cancer. So that's another experience. Another one that I was like, this woman was married for 12 years and has 3 kids, and her husband has decided he wants to be a woman. So she is now in the middle of a mess. So all of these women here, every single one has either a Venmo or a Cash App, a little paragraph about what is going on in their life, and that has become more of the purpose of this event than the actual book launch. So please come up, grab a name, $5 donation, $100 donation, get on their Amazon wish list. Some of these people have never felt freedom, from abusers. So please come and donate. This is JIVDA. You guys get your pictures in the photo booth. Okay, I just don't want to miss anybody. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to really quick the book. Please leave a review, because if that gets reviews on this book, it will push it and propel it forward so that people can see it. All right, I am going to introduce now Jeff Meyer. Who's been listening to our Homeless Minute? Anybody? Anybody? Homeless Minute on Tuesday night tonight? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. So Jeff Meyer is with Alpha Flow Athletics. I really think that Adana is having a mental block in gymnastics for me, because it introduced me to Jeff, who is mentally coaching, helping us to get through a lot of our stuff, and it all starts up here. So come on up, Jeff. He's got a microphone, and he is going to talk about what he does, what we want to do for you, and then we will let my dad take it away. Give a round for Jeff Meyer. And he's got his posters here now with his barcodes, so scan that.
Actually, I know you. I've seen you a few times.
Oh, yeah.
When I dropped Nico off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know.
Yeah. I don't normally
Well,
look.
this is the first time I've probably talked in front of so many women.
It's my friend Megan from like another
So one of the things that I do with
with
each athlete that I work with is I have them do something that is hard each day, something that they haven't done before. So I practice what I preach. So I would like for you guys, if you can count, and you'll understand what I'm going to do. I need you to count to 10. So I just got that out of the way. So what I do working with athletes is on the mental side. And let me ask you a question. If you had a goal and you chased it for 15 years, day in and day out, blood, sweat, and tears,
and you found out that the race of your life was just coming up. You raced that race, and you're 0.2 of a second short from your goal. What would you do? 0.2 of a second. Well, this was one of my clients that I had, one of the athletes that I worked with. So one of my goals was to figure out a way for her to think in a different way. Thinking, how can I do this? How can I do this? Well, what I did is I said, just like I did my push-ups, I said, I want you to meet me at the pool. And I want you just to come in gym shorts and a shirt. We're going to try something. She got there, and I said, okay, I want you to do as many push-ups as you possibly can. As many as you can. So she started off 5, 10. Now, this was a very elite swimmer. She was about 6'1". I'm 5'8", so you know where that. She started doing her push-ups. Got to 36, and I said, "Is that all you can do?" She kept going. She got to 40, kept going. 42, and then you could see her arms starting to shake. She squeaked out 2 more, and she just boxed. And I said, "Is that all you can do?" And she looked at me and she's like, "It's all I can do." She's getting a little frustrated with me. And I'm like, "Is that all you can do?" She's like, "He's not getting it." I said, "One more time. Is that all you can do?" And she said, "I cannot do anymore." And I said to her, "Okay, we're going to do 100 more right now." And guess what happened? 20 minutes later, 1 or 2 at a time, she did another 100. The mental game lesson for this girl was, I have so much potential that I'm not tapping into. And that's something that I think we can all learn from. Are we given that extra? Right? That's something that's so important. Now, one other little story here. I was, my first year in college, I went to Rick's junior college. And I think the reason why I went there is because you didn't have to have a GPA. They didn't look at that so much. And so I remember I was waiting in the cafeteria with my buddies, and this girl walks in. And she was so cute. Strawberry blonde hair, tiny. It's almost like she floated in. And I told my buddies, it's like, I gotta meet her. As time goes on, I find out that one of my friends is her roommate. And like, I've got to meet her. So we were introduced. That's the first time I met her. As time went on, we got to be really good friends, and then I finally got the guts to ask her out, which is much different now because you actually have to do it in person or the phone. You couldn't text. So as I asked her out, she said, "Well, I'm dating somebody right now." So I asked a friend, tell me about this guy. Well, he's a tight end on the football team. He's 6'4", weighs 240 pounds. Now you understand, this is me, 5'8", and back then I weighed 140, so he weighed 100 pounds more than I did. So I'm thinking to myself, is this something that I want to take on? And so homecoming's coming up, and I get a call from a friend, and she says, "Guess what?" And I said, "What?" "Sydney broke up with her boyfriend." She goes, "I think you should ask her out." And I'm like, this is a big dude. I'm not sure I want to. So anyway, I got the guts. I called her up. She said yes. We went out. We went to homecoming. We had a blast. It was so much fun. The next day, I'm walking upstairs. Now, I was a big gentleman. I didn't even hold a hand on homecoming day. That was our first date. I was walking up the stairs and I see the 6'4", 240-pound tight end walking down the stairs. And as I'm walking, he casts a shadow over me. And I'm like, oh, it's over for me. And I'm like, this is rough. And just as we were walking up, she actually grabbed my hand. And I was walking up and I'm like, I don't want it. No, thank you. And I finally got the guts and I looked at her and I grabbed her hand and we walked.
Oh, you guys can't hear me? Okay, so this is Jen right here. You guys all know this is Jen. And
as time went on,
this is
Dana's
and Sanders and my
I got to know her very well.
therapist.
And then I left on one mission for 2 years.
She's amazing. And I'm gonna go get her granddaughter and show you because she's so cute.
I went to saw her. We went on 3 dates in 3 days, and then I had to get back to work. And as I got home, the next day I got a phone call from one of my best friends. And he said, Jeff, you heard. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, I don't know how to tell you this, but I wouldn't be a friend if I didn't. And he said, Jeff, last afternoon, Sydney was murdered. And for me, that was a traumatic in my life. And for the mental part of this, understanding that today is all we have. That's it, right now, today, right now. Now, I would love for you guys to take out your phones and take pictures of yourself and your friends and mark this day as a day that you'll remember to not live in fear and anxiety and jealousy and comparison, but rather you'll live in joy and happiness and love and kindness. Take those pictures so that you have that to remember. Now, just to close, I had a really rough time in high school. I was a high school basketball player. There was a cross-town game, and this is back in the day where we sold out gyms. It was packed. I got fouled with 2 seconds left on the clock. And these 2 seconds were do or die. We were down by 2 points. So if I made both of them, we tied. And I get up to the first shot, and I shoot it, nothing but net. Made the first shot, struck around, acting like a big guy. The opposing coach calls a timeout and says, my coach says, okay, if Jeff makes this, this is what we're going to do. And then he said, if Jeff misses,
we're so sorry you can't
now
hear
what
us.
word did I hear?
This is YouTube Live.
Miss.
Okay, you're standing here.
You're right. So the whole time, I'm writing a book right now, and in the book it's called 38 Steps.
Bye, you
That's how many
guys.
steps it took me to get
Good night. I'm sorry you guys can't
to the
hear.
valley. Now, this was a pretty nerve-wracking moment in my life. I remember everything that was
Guys, look at
bad
these.
went to my head.
Tootsie Roll 8.
Everything. I was thinking, man, that girl in the stands, I'm trying to press her. I want to my coach. I don't want to let him down. My parents were up in the stands. I don't want to let them down. So I get up to the foul line. And can I split the room like right here? You guys over here, okay? And then you guys over here. What I want you to do is you guys yell, choke. Okay? As loud as you can. Right now, choke. Now, let's go. Choke. Here we go, one more time. Choke. You guys yell brick. Okay, ready? Brick. Now, come on. Brick. There we go. Now, I want both of you to do it at the same time so you can feel what I felt at the foul line. Okay, ready? Like this. It clunked off the front of the rim. We lost the game by a point.
I'm glad you
Now,
guys
here's
here
the
now.
mental
So I'm
game
gonna let you
lesson
guys
of that story.
see
It's not what the world is around
come back.
you.
And Kenya's at
It's
home.
what you
We
let
didn't bring
in.
them because it would probably be
The
easier on
first
the
shot,
missionaries.
I didn't let anything in. I just shot.
We didn't
The
bring
second
Kenya or
shot,
any of the littles because it
everything
would be
went
like
out of
too
my
chaos.
brain.
But
That's the point. I can tell you one thing. I've studied, I've got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and 4 certifications on mental performance. And I know now more than ever that the mental game is everything. The mental game is the game. Thank you.
I'm glad you guys are here. I am on my tippy toes. Ready? I'm saying all the words in my head.
You are the one that's going to do this.
Oh my gosh! Do you ever be friends? And there's our DJ back there. He's amazing. I'm talking to them. I need inches. And I'm more. Guys, I'm so sorry you can't really see me. I'm not tall.
That's amazing. Right now, information is like, yeah, and then now I just added my summer program.
The gospel of Jesus Christ. And this is just an amazing book watch. And yeah, you guys.
So now I do post videos. I do all these things that I do this summer.
All right, you guys, after my dad is just about to speak, we do have copies of these
Grandpa is gonna
DVDs.
speak, okay, guys?
Okay, they are free. They're out there at the merchandise tables. I also wanted you guys, did you guys feel Bergen over here in the corner, who is it crocheting or knitting? Crocheting. She is blind and deaf. Okay? I mean, it's amazing. Oh, here she is. Okay? And then, after my dad speaks, we are going to move this little section of chairs to dance. All right? And we're going back to 90s hip hop. Okay? All right. I just want to remind you guys about this program that Jeff has started to help all women, because when I had a dad and mentally training with him, I was like, what did I do?
So when I started working with Dan and Xander, somebody was eavesdropping. She was like, and so I remember one time I do Zoom calls through work, and I remember her, she put her head in the whole camera. She's like, I need this! And so we started talking, and we've developed a beta group, is what we're going to call it, a program for moms to be trained like an athlete mentally. You guys are amazing. I have 3 daughters, and we have 7 grandkids and 2 granddaughters. And so the reason why I look is because of my daughters. That's right. So when we put together a program, and you go back, just hit your phone with the little QR code. That will get you into the system. It's a beta group, and it's going to be a 4-week challenge. And I'm going to train you like I do an athlete for moms.
I think the last one is Draper, maybe. But there might be 2 bluff bills.
Sorry guys, I'm right there. Scan that QR code to join it. All right, join it with me. I'm doing it too. All right, you deserve to be trained mentally, just like the Olympians do, just like these elite athletes. We are just more qualified, right? And in more need than the Olympians. Because we are training those great Olympians, we're raising them, dang it. Okay, last thing, the greatest thing that you can do for these vendors, you guys, is tag them. Tag them, please. Take pictures with them or of them with you in the pictures. Put it on your social media. That's the greatest thing that you can do for all of them, aside from just buying their product. I just want to know, how many have traveled outside of Utah? Anybody?
Sorry, guys.
Outside of Utah, you're all the missionaries. You don't count. Where did you come from? Oregon. Anybody else?
I've seen this somewhere.
Florida. Anyone else? Florida, Oregon. Any Idahoans? Canada.
Sorry, guys. You guys are probably getting sick of me.
Anywhere else?
But I'm trying to entertain you guys.
And you came for this? You didn't just come for this. Okay, and how many have come to all of our Mominator parties and beat the crap out of those dishwashers? How many of you have greased up the Polynesian? Right there, that's right, you remember. That's right, she's the queen of greasing up those Polynesian boys. Okay, right into the main event, all right? He does not like the spotlight like this. Just own it. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to my dad, John Jackson. Who's here to hear him speak? All right, because his life, we say that he's had 9 lives because he's died like 8 times. He's like a cat. So if we could just kind of simmer down the talking on the outside, okay? Just kind of whisper. You can still, order and do things. Just kind of, you can just keep it a little bit more quiet so we can really hear. Then after he's done, we'll move these chairs and we will come and get some more donations for our treat. And then we'll
Yeah. And it's like, all these things
Thank you,
but we need the emotional and social skills and stuff like that. And so
I'm proud of her. I love her dearly, and I know you do as well.
the bottom of my heart and my wife's heart, thank you for your support for her. We're so very grateful.
Thank you guys.
This is an awkward audience for me. I'm used to talking in groups in church, and I've done a fair amount of that, but this is a little different setting. And I appreciate Julie's invitation.
Hey guys,
Too
now
much
my
what should I
grandpa's talking
understand
and
why.
you can listen to
And
my
she said
grandpa,
that
okay
is
guys?
because of grit. I wondered if
Fred,
it was
you guys
because I
are
look
amazing.
like
We
grit
love you.
or whether I have grit. I'm not sure which. But as I think about grit and the meaning of what she's done from that word with God,
Guys,
really
as you know,
is there.
I love you too. You guys
And I
can
can
go to
certainly
Boy
testify
Family
of
Jewels
that. I'm
or
so grateful
Big
to know
Family
that
Jewels
myself.
or Big Family Jewels.
So I guess I'm here because she thinks
There we go. And go
that
and
I have had some challenges in
subscribe,
life,
okay?
and I'll share a little bit of that with you.
I know.
And she thinks that I have found a way to be able to get through it. The reality is, I'm just a little guy.
So cute.
I'm one of the oldest persons in this room. You know how that makes me feel?
Stand up.
I know my sister is sitting in the back.
There you go.
She's older than I am by 10 years, so she's 86.
You're welcome. I love you guys. You are
Not only
amazing.
that, she's 86 years old and got married 1 year ago. Oh, yeah.
That's good. Okay, you guys enjoy and I'll come
And her
back.
husband, by the way, is now
I
87.
love you guys.
Both of them having lost their original companions. Well, I just want to I'm not here to have you feel like I'm eliciting
Can you guys hear?
pity
Tell
or
me yes or no.
feeling sorry for me or anything, because I love life. I'm so grateful to be alive, and it's so fulfilling and rich and challenging. We
Okay,
all
that's
have
good.
that. All of you
Enjoy.
have that. I know that. And every one of us in this room could have Robin Seville, who's back there, and a phenomenal photographer.
Tell me when you want to talk to me or if you're bored or if you want entertainment, okay?
Thank
Sorry
you,
if you guys get sick of me.
He can take every
My
one of
sister got
you,
mad at me.
and you can sit down with him, and he'd take a picture of you, and just kind of walk you through your life, and it could be a meaningful, powerful experience as you talk about your personal experiences and how you've dealt with them. Because we all essentially do it in our own way, ultimately. Mine, I guess, started, I think about people with grit. I think about my mom. My mother had 13 children, ladies. How you doing?
Oh, that's
My
so
mom was
cool.
one of the
Is
inspirations
it
for Julie.
Hannah? I love that
Because
name.
Julie heard about
That's
my
so
mother
cool. You
being
met
pregnant off 9 months
so
and
cool
on
as
9
my
months.
brother.
Off 9 months and on 9.
You
for
too,
20
Kelly. Thank you
years.
so much.
Well,
I will,
Julie
but let
didn't
me
quite
tell
get
them.
the 20
This
years
event,
first.
I don't know,
But
it's
she
a book
had
launch,
enough.
and it's also
With the age,
about having grit. Remember, you guys are amazing, and remember to have grit. Having grit means you're confident through anything
As I
you
think
do.
about
And I love you guys so much.
With my dad being
You're
a
totally
doctor,
right,
who was a
Deanna.
stern
The
man
Mominator launch party.
in many ways, but kind of the iron fist. And he was the doctor in the home, and Mom was a nurse, and she was the nurturer. So when there was a problem or we were hurt as a child or something, and my dad would just say, "Oh, quit your ball and you'll be fine." And Mother, she kind of enveloped me in her arms, and I would be immediately better. That's how you are, women, in ways
Okay,
that
guys,
we
something
don't
crazy is that
understand
my
and know
grandpa
how
is
to
talking
do.
right now. He got ran over by a car and he's still alive. When
years
he was like
ago,
my age. It's crazy. He has
my
one
mom
leg
was
because
responsible for watching
he has one leg because he
two
had
of her
cancer in it, and
grandsons
he is a rock
who
star.
were, when they were living on Browning Avenue
Guys,
in
I'll be
Salt
right
Lake
back.
City. Those two little boys, one was 8 and one was 10. They were playing in pile of leaves that was in front of the house. So, big pile of leaves, big enough that those two little boys could hide in that pile of leaves that was on the curb. On up the street, as you could guess, comes a driver in a vehicle and drives through the pile of the leaves, not knowing that these two little boys are playing inside. The 8-year-old boy, Michael, was killed, I presume, instantly. The other little boy was not injured, fortunately. My sister, the mother of those two little boys, her name's Sally. Sally told me sometime after that, she said, John, when Michael died, something inside of me died. I could relate to that. Some of you can relate to that. I couldn't. Because I just keep going along my merry way. My life is all full of wonderful things with great parents who teach and love us, and life is good. Well, I've come to realize that that's not always the case. So for me, life really began to change when I'm a junior in high school at East High in Salt Lake City. My younger brother, his name was Reed. He was 18 months younger than me. But he was in a sophomore at East while I was a junior. We had always gone all through school together, just one grade apart. One day, when Reed was very independent, on a Sunday, Reed and we had a paper route together. Every morning we're up at 5:30 a.m. We're throwing papers on people's porches. Kids now today don't even know what a paper route is, or a paper boy. But we did that together, and Reed and I shared our bedrooms together. We grew up together. So on this particular Sunday, and he, again, at 15 years old, he took his two little dogs that he was raising for a merit badge, and they went out on a walk on Sunday afternoon after our church. When it was time, he came to come home. We typically would have dinner at about about 4 o'clock in the afternoon or so. But he wasn't home for dinner, which was a surprise. And then he wasn't home for us to go back to church for our evening church service. And I thought, for the first time in my life, I'm 16 years old, I feel a little of insecurity. And then I thought, well, I'll just find out tonight when he gets home. I didn't see him that night when I went to bed, and I thought to myself, you darn well better be here in the morning, because I don't want to do that paperwork route alone. And when I got up at 5:30 that next morning, he wasn't there. And I got to tell you, ladies, for a 16-year-old who had had everything good in his life, for the first time to have a sense of real insecurity. Where are you? And I began in my own right, getting on my knees and praying to our Father in heaven. Where is Reed? Please help him to come home. We searched. People helped us search for Reed on the foothills of Salt Lake, not far from Hogle Zoo. There were flyers, Reed Jepson in his picture, and they were posted all over, and it was on the news and on the television. Reed was never found, ever. To this day, we've never known what happened to my younger brother. There's a lot of theories, and a lot of people have their own different ideas about what may have happened to him. But I have my own thoughts about that, but I don't know any better than anybody else as to what really happened to my brother. But that became a difficult task to deal with for my dad. My dad was a brilliant man and was always able to solve problems, but he couldn't solve greed. He couldn't figure out how could it be that he wouldn't be with us anymore.
Guys, what we
Did I
just
do
did
something? Did I drive him off? What's happened?
first
Well,
is just
that and a number of other issues really began to take its toll on my father
first
mentally.
one says huh, and then this one.
And as a
is,
doctor, he began
I'm
to
in the
note,
process of
he would write little notes in
And then
his desk in his
this
office
one.
where he saw in himself some symptoms of mental illness. Enough so that 1 year later, nearly, my senior year of high school, my father, 1 week before Christmas, committed suicide. My dad, how can that be? My dad had told me, if he told me once, he told me 50 times, John, you never quit. Don't ever quit. You always give the very best you can. And if you do, I promise you that God will bless and help you in whatever it is you're working at to succeed. I believe that. Except now, as a 16, 17-year-old senior in high school, by the way, I'm the student body president of East High School, so the light, certainly at school, spotlight's on me. Jepson's brother runs away or whatever, and his dad commits suicide. Okay. And how am I supposed to deal with that? Well, all of us, again, deal with our things in our own way. I internalized it in my own sense of I'm not much to showing my emotions out amongst others. And I choose to just move forward the best I can with whatever the circumstances are. I can't change it. I can't do anything about Reed. I can't do anything about Dad, but I'm mad at God because I'm told since I'm 3 years old, if you pray, if you go to church, if you keep the word of wisdom, if you pay tithe, and if you don't swear, and you're morally clean, and you do all these good things, God will bless your life. I believe that until Reed is no longer at home. And I started having some questions. Really? And when my dad takes his life, I'm having more questions. Because I knew there was some problems with Dad. You can see it with him. And I had prayed and sought for God's help over and over and over for months. And it appeared to me like God didn't care. Because he didn't do anything to help him. He didn't do anything to help bring Reed home. Oh, but I'm supposed to continue to believe. And I will admit to you, I wanted to call you sisters, but it's a little more appropriate to call you ladies in this area. It's a little more difficult for me to still maintain a sense of faith in something that doesn't seem like it's working. So not long after Dad's death, I graduated from high school. And many of you know that after you graduate from high school and you turn just about 19, guess what's on the ahead of you? A mission. So the bishop calls me in. John, how do you feel about going on a mission? Sure. I'll go. Because I'm not going to be the first Jepson to not go. So I ended up getting a mission call, and I was going to go to the Southwest British Mission in Bristol, England. And the night before I was to leave on my to go to the mission home, it was a Sunday night. We had dinner together, and I had my girlfriend over for dinner. And I don't know, I had said something that evening that I touched her off a little bit or something. But she kicked me under the table in my left leg between the knee and the ankle. I had a bump there, about the size of when I originally saw it, it was about the size of a BB. But over now 2 years in time, that little BB-sized bump had expanded to about 2.5 inches along the surface of my bone. Irregular in its shape. But it never hurt me unless somebody kicked me there. I never paid any attention to it. The doctor that looked at me and gave me my physical exam said I was in perfect health. Well, I didn't bring it to his attention either. But when she kicked me under the table that night, the night before I'm to leave, I couldn't believe how painful it was. I told my mom. We called an uncle who was a surgeon, and he came down that next morning and looked at my leg before I left to go into the mission home. He said, "John, you need to get that x-ray before you leave." Really? That's serious? Yeah, that's serious. So we did. 1 week later, I'm in the LDS hospital with my older brother and my mom and Dr. Allred. Thank you, Josh. My son, Julie's oldest brother. Thank you. And we're meeting with the Dr. Allred, the surgeon, orthopedic surgeon. He said, "Okay, I'm here to give you the straight scoop, John. You have cancer. It is seriously malignant, and you've got a big problem. We have 3 choices, basically. One, we can go into we do nothing. If we do nothing, I guarantee, but I don't give you much chance of living. So your other choice is we can go into your left, take out the bone between the knee and the ankle in the left leg. And then we'll go into the right arm, leg, and hip, and we'll take bone material out of that. We take it, we grind it up and mash it together with some stuff. That's not the real medical term. But we'll fashion it, shape it into a bone, and put it into your leg area, cover it over, and hope it heals. Not a great procedure, and I don't recommend it very much. The third alternative is that we amputate your leg in the next 48 hours. Really? Ladies, I was shocked. I couldn't believe what he was telling me. I don't have time to tell you the thoughts that ran through my mind. And wait a minute. I'm trying to do this good thing to go on a mission. And I know you didn't help Reed, and I know you didn't help Dad, but would you help me now? I really need the help. And that was on Saturday. Monday morning, I woke up in the recovery room, and I realized when I felt that first twinge of pain in my left leg that I'd never experienced, that there was no miracle in this case. So they took my leg off just above the knee. I'm grateful for the length that I do have, because the more length in the stump, I hate that word, by the way, the more length there is in the leftover leg, the more power essentially it gives you. I have no muscle function in my upper thigh here because there's nothing for it to. Don't you love the socks? That was my wife's idea. Well, So I'm in the hospital now. I have this left leg that's missing. My orthopedic surgeon comes in, and I asked him after about a week, you can understand, you've all been through pain. Many of you have been in delivery rooms. I understand a little bit. No, I don't. No, I don't understand your pain. But I know you had pain. And I know I've had pain. And you can't understand mine. Well, I said, Dr. Allred one day, still in the hospital, and I said, look, I know cancer's serious. Would you tell me and be honest with me about what my chances are? He said, I'll be very clear, John, because I don't want any misunderstanding. You have had osteogenic sarcoma cancer of the bone. That means that cancer, if it has gotten into your bone deep enough that it's gotten into the marrow of the bone, we've got a serious problem. Because those cancer cells from the marrow of your bone will go into the bloodstream and throughout your body. And if that happens, you're dead. What's the likelihood of that happening? Probably less than. Your chance of not having that happen are about less than 5%. What I'm trying to have you understand is that I honestly, because of your age, the fact you're a male, the way everything looked in the area of the surgery, I don't expect you to live much more than the next 3 to 6 months. Again, ladies, I gotta tell you, I don't quite get this. I tried in my life as a kid, as a young man in school and all this, to do the right things. I honestly did. I wasn't doing some stuff my buddies were doing. I wasn't doing things with my girlfriend that my buddies I knew were doing with theirs. And I was trying to basically be a decent person. I have a lot of my own problems, mind you. But I couldn't reconcile. Why didn't you help Reed? Heavenly Father, why didn't you help Dad? And you sure didn't help me. I don't understand. Because I've been told my whole life, if you do these things, He'll bless your life. Okay. My choice was simple. I either deal with it or I fall into this hole that you all have some understanding of that is circular in nature and just continues to go down and down and down, both emotionally as well as spiritually. One day, I had phantom pains. Do you know what phantom pains are? You know, they cut the nerves at a certain place, and those nerve endings continue to send pain impulses to the brain. So I'm feeling my left foot that's not there with this pain that I can't describe for you, that is so constant and so hard. My mom would rub my right foot, and it would kind of help relieve the pain in my left missing foot. I can't explain that very well, but it helped for some reason. But after about a month of my feeling sorry for myself, oh, woe is me. I mean, I've looked at my circumstances. What girl is ever going to want to marry now an amputee? How am I ever going to be able to do anything? Because my life was revolved around athletics and guitar and singing. It's my life. And you take my leg away from me. And I'm wondering now, what am I going to do? One day, I have to admit that these phantom pains were a part of what were difficult for me to deal with because they were so hard. Julie has experienced a little of phantom pain with her right hand. and has it beginning to feel what it's a little like to have pain going into your hand that you have never felt before. One morning I woke up and my phantom pain was gone, mostly gone. It's like somebody turned off a switch. And for the first time in now a couple of, could have been 6-8 weeks, I could begin to think clearly. And I thought to myself, oh, if there is no God and I die in the next few months, who cares? Mom will care. My brothers and sisters will care. My brothers will carry my casket. But other than that, who cares if an 18-year-old dies of cancer? Nobody. My friends, perhaps, for a little while. But if I die and there is no God, it doesn't matter. However, if I die and there is a God, I got a problem. Because he and I are not on very good terms. And ladies, honestly, having grown up in this very strong, active LDS home my whole life, for the first time at 18, 19 years old, I prayed to know with this simple prayer: Dear God, art thou there? I have to know. And I offered that prayer over and over and over for months. I didn't ever have any bells. I didn't see any lights or any flashes. But what I did have, it was like, if you've all seen a dimmer switch that controls the intensity of a light bulb, and my light bulb, the center of my being, was out. To me, it was all gone. Well, as I truly asked, in an element of a condition of honestly humility, God began to answer my prayers simply by turning the dial that controlled the intensity of my light globe, so that after a couple of months, you can begin to see the filament glowing just a little bit. And month after month, as I continued to ask, it began to grow brighter and brighter and brighter until nearly 9 to 12 months after my amputation, I was able to kneel on my knee and say, My Father in heaven, I know thou art there, because you have let me know, not mom and dad, not the bishop, not anybody else, but he did in my heart, in my mind. I am so deeply grateful for what that meant to me, because it lifted me to a point where I could move on, move past, deal with what's next. Because I knew it wasn't over. Life continues, and it does for all of us. But the challenge, the real challenge, ultimately comes a little later in my life. Now I'm married and I've got these fantastic children. And I have a little boy by the name of Nathan. He's 7 years old, just a year and a half, 2 years younger than my son that brought me the water just a moment ago. Josh, then Nathan, then Emily. Where's Emily? Emily is around here somewhere. She's out in the hall. Then Melissa, then Julie, and then our daughter Becky. Nathan was an amazing little boy, but at 7 years old, one day, it was in October, it was a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I was serving as the bishop of our ward, and my son Nathan, we were out. I don't like yard work. She loves yard work. I hate it. So we're in the yard, and Nathan comes up to me because the boys in my ward were playing a game, a softball game, up by Skyline High. Any of you know Skyline High? Behind Skyline, there's a set of ball diamonds. So the neighbors were going up as well, and Nathan came up to me and said, Dad, can I go up with the neighbors? I said, sure, I'll be up in a few minutes. Josh came up first, asked me if he could go with the neighbors, and then Nathan came up. Can I go with them too, Dad? Of course, I'll be up in a few minutes. I went up about 10 minutes later, sat down on these cement steps that they use for the spectators. And Josh, after I've been there about, just 5 or 10 minutes, Josh comes up and he says, Dad, Nathan has fallen in the field. You better come, he looks pretty bad. I thought, oh, the poor little kid, he's a little clumsy sometimes. He's tripped and hurt himself. But he said, but really, Dad, we got stung by some bees. I said, okay. Take some water, make some mud, put it on you, and you'll be okay. Okay. So Josh ran off. They went back where they were playing in this dirt field. And then Josh came back 5 minutes later. He said, Dad, Nathan looks bad. You better come. I walked up these steps, not knowing quite what to expect. It was in a ravine. These steps took me up to the ground level of a parking lot. It was just dirt, basically, and gravel. And there was a chain link fence between me, and about 10 feet from me was my little 7-year-old son, who was laying on the ground with his face towards me, blue. And ladies, I can't begin to tell you the fear that gripped my heart as I saw him. I looked at that fence. There's no way I could get over that chain link fence with my artificial limb. In my awkward way, I'm hopping and skipping and going down to the end of the fence, come back around to where he was, and flipped him over and began to give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. With every breath I breathed into him, it's Nathan, please breathe. 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 The umpire was a dentist. Somebody yelled down to him, Dr. What's his name, Mom? Jukes, thank you, Jukes. Dr. Jukes, please, we need help up here. He comes up and he bounds over the fence and he begins doing the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Nathan, and I started doing heart and chest compressions. It's about 10 minutes later, 10 minutes, I don't know, an ambulance got there. And before we put him in the ambulance, I looked at Nathan and, ladies, I just didn't realize he was already dead. I just didn't know. Somebody said to me not long afterwards, well, why didn't you give him a tracheotomy? Oh, really? Well, I didn't have a knife. If I had a knife, I wouldn't have known what to do with it, even if I had one. We got Nathan up to the hospital. He had no brainwave, but they put a ventilator on him so that he was at least, they could see that he was breathing because of this ventilator, but it was all mechanical through a machine. After 36 hours, the doctor and Bonnie and I met together and decided to turn off the machine and let it take its course. I will never forget in that hospital room that day, ladies, when he turned that machine off, that ventilator, watching the beats from 90 a minute down to 80, 70, 60, 40, 10. In about, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, it was 0. And Bonnie excused herself for just a minute. The nurse had come in, was so tender. She took all the needles out of him, was so kind and so appropriate as she prepared him just for us. And while Bonnie was out, I just couldn't help but take Nathan in my arms, and I just wept because I didn't know what to do to save him. Well, it was about a week later, I had a dream. And I know that there are some of you in this room that understand what the loss of a child means. It's like my sister had earlier said to me, when that happened, something inside of me died. I now understand what she meant. And so I had this dream, and in my dream, all the kids are sitting at the dinner table in the kitchen, and Nathan all of a sudden is sitting in his place at the table. His little Levi's, pullover shirt, classic of him. And I said to him, Nathan, you're not supposed to be here. You're dead. But ladies, he said to me, Dad, I had to come back and tell you how much I love you. He got out of his chair in my dream, sat in my lap, and we embraced until I woke up. But I woke up that morning with a different perspective, with a different hope. Instead of feeling this deep, dark feeling of sorrow and sadness and hurt, I woke up with a sense of feeling of hope and joy that my little 7-year-old, who was 4 weeks away of turning 8 to be baptized, he was so excited for, is in a better place. And that whatever it is in the keeping with the mind and will of God. I don't understand it. I don't always agree with it. I don't get it oftentimes. That's not the issue. The issue is, like someone had mentioned so many times, your challenge, John, is to follow it no matter what. Are you willing and ready to do that? That means no more pity parties. I had many pity parties. I set the table all by myself. I didn't invite people. No, I didn't invite anybody. Nobody ever came anyway. So I'm just having my little pity parties for a while. How much good do you think those pity parties did? 0. Not for me. Maybe for some, they helped them cope. But a pity party for me did nothing but further embed the sorrow and the sadness and the disappointment and the hurt and all that stuff that goes with it. Rather than being able to say, hold it, don't like it, I don't get it, I don't even agree with it, but I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to make the best of this situation, whatever that's going to be. And today, as I look back now, 40 years on my son Nathan, I can do so with such joy because I know where he is. I know who he is. I know my dad, who I miss continuously, who I would love to have had come to all my football games and my wrestling matches, my track meets. I'd love to have had him, never there. To be able to have someone when I needed a man to talk to just about man issues, I don't have anybody. I don't have my younger brother Reed, who was kind of my playmate growing up, and what it would have been like for he and I to go out on dates together with our girlfriends and then raise our kids together. Well, I can either be sorrowful and sad and disappointed and oh, woe is me about that, or I can decide to choose to turn it over and make the best out of each situation. As some of them are kind of difficult to do. But I'm here to tell you, I am so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be able to get up in the morning. Although this morning I got up, I thought, oh my gosh, I got to pull on my leg again. Do every morning. But what that enables me to do is walk. I don't have to get on my crutches to go to the bathroom every time during the day. I have to do it at night, but not during the day. I'm so grateful for the technological advances of an artificial limb that have made a huge difference and blessing in my life. Well, my hope and prayer for all of us is that we learn how to deal with those issues that come and make the best of difficult circumstances. Julie and I are having that conversation. Making the best of difficult situations. Because every one of you in this room, young or old, married or single, doesn't matter. We all have the challenges, all of us, to deal with, and we choose to decide how we're going to deal with them. My last thought is this. We had a little gathering with about 10 of our grandchildren last Sunday night. No, a week ago Sunday. And Bonnie and I were giving these grandchildren what we call a life lesson. And the lesson was originally on reputation and character. But somehow we kind of got moved a little bit from reputation and character because it involved integrity to my brother Reed and some issues that had occurred with me and the police about him questioning my integrity. Now it was hard for me. And so we had talked about my brother Reed and his disappearance. They were fully engaged now, anxious to be able to find out what's the circumstances with him now. I don't know any more now than I did 50 years ago about him. But India, who was 10 years old, at the conclusion, Grandpa, didn't you feel sad? Did you get kind of depressed? I said, yeah. Well, what did you do? Well, I had to learn how to just push through it and to find the best out of it that I could. And she said, how do you do that? How do you, ladies? Grit. Now you deal with that in the way that you need to deal with it. Developing your own element of grit, as I've had to do in mine. Thank you for your time, for your attentiveness. I love you. I'm honored to be with you tonight. And leave all of that with you in my love and hope for a wonderful evening for you.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for supporting him and me. The party's now going to start, the real juicy part of the party. Remember that table by the merchandise is for all of you to take to someone for a Mother's Day gift. Somebody may need something, just kind of like a little mom gift exchange. Take something, I don't want to take any of that home. Also, Robin is here with Seville Creations if you need something filmed for your own event. And I think that's all I have. All right. So we are going to move these chairs. I don't know if Gardner Village does that for us, but we're going to move these chairs. Maybe let's just move them to the side, or I'm not sure where. We can stack them. Oh yeah. You gonna grab them? They're gonna grab them. And we're gonna dance. My dad's DVD is out there. You guys can take one for free. But don't leave without tagging these great booths. Okay? Thank you guys for coming. Let's start the party. Oh, and the treat.
Can I just say one more thing about our tree? So we have 31 names of moms in need, and I think we have 11 that have been donated to. So if you can, or you're just feeling prompted to, come up these stairs right here, look over the names. It can be a small donation of $5, it can be a large donation, it doesn't matter. We would love to have every single one of these 31 moms have something show up for them. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's party time, you guys. Woo! Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of trash. Somebody needs to clean out.
Whose is this? Okay. Are you guys having a great time? How was that talk? Oh, that's good. Scheduled performance. Thank you. I know he's so good. He's just perfect. That's the way he is. You guys are amazing. You're so you I'm glad you guys. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. you doing? I'm dancing. Don't be scared to dance.
We do personal development and coaching for teenagers. And also in that program, we have also vocal coaching, vocal training, singing lessons in that program. So we have them all these. And Julie's daughter is in it. Yeah. It's an 8-week program. We actually administer it in private. Not all of them have it, so now we do it in private. Yeah, get them ready, like mentally, emotionally. If you don't do it,
Thank you.
I don't know. I was
You guys are your hell watching dance stuff.
yeah, we do. Yeah. Once a week, yes. When after coach, me and my husband do it. We train them. We do skill development. We help them take self-awareness tests. We do some activities with them. So we help them, teach them things that help them develop self-confidence, speaking, not being shy, things like that. It depends. Our not only does the one that's in that program is an 8-week program, and I think about 8 classes on the website. It's about 4 but we try to get it into the school. So the more students that have it, we can but so far it's only private schools that do it. So far it's only the private schools that are accepting it. The public school, they probably like maybe can't afford it or they have to wait for this trip and things like that. But they really love it.
I love you guys too. Thank you. Beautiful dance.
No, so because of the program, they will excel it. They just become better. They're just more motivated things and they become, here's the feedback we get from parents. They excel in school, they become better listeners, they understand their parents better, they kind of like find their own purpose, what they really want to do in their 19, 16, 21. So because it's a personal development program, everything else they choose is become a little better. It's something that I can't do it with another group, not with me. So they have their own program. No, it's kind of one-on-one. We pick small groups of kids and give them. We take it for a group of kids. So, you see over here, we have different days for different grades. For example, it's different age groups, and then we don't have more than 40 kids in a group. And it's difficult for them to do it together because certain activities they have to learn skill development or team building, or how do you understand, like if somebody's trying to bully you, what do you do? How do you understand people that try to bully you? Or if you've never bullied someone, what's really going on? Why are you feeling that way? So it's good to do it and do it. Yeah. You're welcome.
That was the bass, the jam is live in the back, and I know the bass is time. Oh, the mic, the go jump, jump to the beat, jump, jump to the beat, jump. And I hit you with the line, the lyrics to make you shake your pants with the jam. Come on and dance, guys, grab the girl, the way you make the floor. It's your girl and I'm just the sport. Gotta get a nuts to move your butt. Do the dance floor, put your butt up. Hands in the air, sing, yeah, everybody over here, everybody over there. The crowd is live and I'm people in the house. Yes, I try. Yes, I try. Your love, and I know you. I fight for you. Your love, yes, I cry. Yes, I cry. She said she'd never turn on me. Your love, but you did. But you did. Your love, and this baby said I'll never be. Your love, but I do. But I She said she'd never turn on me. Your love, but you did. But you did. Your love, and this baby said I'll never be. Your love, but I do. But I
Hey, is everybody having a good time tonight? All right. Hey, Julie, where are you at? I got a song for you. You might want the microphone. I'm not sure. Where is she? She over here? All right, here we go.
Well, you don't have to look so dramatic about it. Things like this happen every day.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. Get the picture? I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms and send him on his way. If the man don't understand you, if you fly on separate beams, waste no time, make a change. Ride that man right off the range, off him on the road home, and send him I'm a freaky, freaky baby. I was chilling with my ladies. I ain't gonna get booty. I can get crazy. I was gonna get wild. That's my style. You didn't know that, but baby, now you know now. Stop having a good time with you. I'm telling you. I had the time of my life. And I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true. And I owe it all to you, but I Girls, they like my swagger, they call it Mick Jagger. I be rolling like a stone, jet setter, jet dagger. We ain't messing with no maggots, messing with no maggots. Chicks in the club, honey, what's up? Mirror, mirror on the wall, the back, see them all. It's gotta be an apple out the back, daddy, y'all haters better step back, please. I'm the party application, rocking just like that.
This is International Big Mega Radio Smasher.
Stop having a good time with you. I'm telling you, I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear, this is true, and I owe it all to you. I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear, this is true, and I owe it all to you. I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear, this is true, and I owe it all to you. I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. I swear, this is true, and I owe it all to you. Drop your glasses, shake it. Face screwed up like you having hot flashes. Which one, pick one, this one classic. Red one, blind, yeah, jump drastic. Why this, why that? Stop asking. Listen to me, baby, relax and start passing. Expressway, head back, beating through the traffic. This one strong, should be people that's a habit. Some of y'all top, some of y'all gassing. Clowns are smiling and I can't stop laughing. Easy come, easy go, easy go, blasting. Jealousy, let it go, results could be tragic. Some of y'all ain't breaking well, concerned with action. None of you ain't Brazil and walk in imagine. A lot of y'all Hollywood drama, cast it, cut, camera off, plastic. I had to give you something up here. Got my foot running, and I ain't gonna know. It took a while to get me, and I'm gonna take my time. Let me know your mind. Bring up this feeling, shake it. Now while you were in your seat, frustration, baby, got the read. Take a lot more than you to get rid of me. You see, I do what they can't do. I just do the angle stress when it comes to stage. Get what you see. Meeting in the lab and the bag on the beat.